Cheers. No. What is that? Is that a Americano?
Yeah.
Iced Americano?
It was iced.
What's your typical order every day? You go get a what?
A dirty chai latte with
Whoa, Jesus. Don't say that.
a chai latte with a couple shots of espresso, and some non-dairy alternative milk.
Almond. Soy?
Not soy. I stay away from soy.
What's up? Tits? You don't want tits?
I mean, it depends on what's the context. Do I want to have them on my body? Sure, but I don't
Don't
want
want
to.
them on my
I
body.
don't want to. And that's another thing that people don't realize what it's like being a woman. This is true. I don't know if I've told you this, but I've been dealing with a lot of hormonal issues. Do you remember we've talked about this?
We have talked about this.
My testosterone is high. My what is the one that the pituitary secretes?
That's the one, pituitary secretion.
My pituitary secretion, my estrogen, checking cortisol levels. There's a lot of my hormones are all over the place. So much so that my testosterone, we don't even know what it is, dude. It's like a scale that goes too far. It doesn't even test it high enough.
Mm-hmm.
And my endocrinologist, as we are still in the process of doing other tests to try and figure out what's going on, hypothesizes that I have partial androgen syndrome.
Oh my God, you know what that is?
Yes.
That's paired near gigantism. It's like right next to it.
It's where you have an extra Y chromosome and you
Could
are
be male, could be female.
Well, it wouldn't be could be. It's I am at least part female is his hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that I might be.
Which part?
That's the thing.
Eyes. You have pretty, pretty eyes. Those aren't a guy's eyes. Those are a beautiful woman's eyes, and I know it.
I don't want to be sappy and also be like a social justice warrior, but I think it's important that we as influencers, being
men don't have
very
nice
famous,
eyes like women do,
to stop defining feminine and masculine as something that belongs to the sex, male and female. Men are described as handsome, women as beautiful.
Correct.
I think what is feminine other than something that we've decided? Look at how you eat an apple. You see this hourglass figure and you think, oh, that's a woman, but you see a full apple and it's like, oh, there's a fat guy. And it's like, why are we defining other people? Why don't we focus on ourselves? How many people do you know that really, truly know who they are?
I don't know.
Not many?
No, I do.
You do.
No, I know who you are.
We think we know how other people more than we think we know ourselves because it's easier to throw stones and judge others than it is to figure out what type of person am I.
Do you know what your porn star name is?
Isn't it your middle name and then the first?
What's your mother's maiden name?
I don't give that out publicly, but let's hypothetically say.
Okay, so let's just
It's Brianne.
Okay.
Let's say it's.
But your last name is
Glassman.
What's your mother's first name?
Deb.
That's your porn star name.
Oh, Deb Glassman. Dude, funny stuff, man.
Thanks, dude.
I gotta say that it's we're making jokes and we're talking about the privilege of this and the this of that.
You're talking about it. I'm just listening.
Yeah, but I also
have zero opinion about it.
I just also want to
I
acknowledge
think humans should be erased from the face of the earth.
What'd you say?
Humans should be erased from the face of the earth. Male, female, genderless, asexual. I don't care what you are. I think humans shouldn't exist in general. We should be taken over by robots, and I hope they do it soon.
Unfortunately, who might, at least if not now, soon agree with that opinion?
Jeff Bezos.
Mother Nature.
That's his nickname.
No, Mother Nature. Mother Nature is trying to.
Is that like a rap name?
Mother Nature, the Earth.
Why is it a mother and not a father?
The same reason that God is a woman instead of a man.
God's a woman instead of a man. Why isn't he? Why is it a gender? It's God.
Here's why God is a woman, and here's how I know God is a woman. God made humans in His likeness or her likeness. I don't know how he or she likes what their proper pronoun is, but I do know that sex, the born sex of God was a female, because if you look at humans, look at a Barbie or a Ken, take off their clothes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where's the penis?
Well, right, but in between their legs usually.
Have you seen a naked Ken?
Of course.
No penis.
Mine always came with a penis. We got penis Ken.
Oh,
I always made my
God's a
mother
man.
order penis Ken. Yeah.
Where did she get him? Or her?
Yeah, where did they get my Ken dolls?
Yeah. Was it a Mattel
KB
brand?
Toys. Yeah, KB Toys.
Mattel brand Barbie had a penis?
I don't know if it was Mattel, it was like Michelle.
Right. It sounds like an off-brand.
I don't know. I think it was the one.
Michelle Ken doll with a penis is not the Mattel
His
Ken.
name was Kenneth. It was Michelle's Kenneth penis
Yeah,
doll.
I think this is just a different doll, different company.
I don't think so. I think it's the exact same one you're talking about. By the way, they're all made in the same factory. So Is it the same? It is to me.
Do you think it's important that men...
You ever got your penis stuck in a Chinese finger trap?
Every time I do, I'm hungry.
30 minutes later.
Not necessarily 30 minutes later, but...
Do I ever think what?
Do you ever think that young boys should be...
I'm checked out already.
little boys?
There it is.
Should be given the opportunity to play with toys that aren't so footballs, baseball bats, stuff like that. But like, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted an easy bake oven, but all the kids would have called me a Jew if I got one.
That's for sure.
But then, thankfully, at least so I thought at the time, the creepy crawlers. Remember creepy crawlers?
Loved.
They came out with one that originally you were able to bake these toy worms, but then they made one that are edibles.
Right.
So you could make little pies and stuff. And these toy brands felt like in order to cater to the wants of little boys, young boys or little boys?
Little boys.
Of little boys, cute little boys with their little bodies.
Sweet little cute little boys.
little sweet cute boys with their little sweet cute little bodies. They wanted to bake, but we have to make them bake spiders and, football players.
They can't bake a cake.
How are you going to have your cake and eat it too if you can't even be somebody who identifies a confidence in making it yourself?
That's insane. I can't believe you wanted an oven as a young Jewish boy.
Well, listen, I thought like we wanted to take back the power.
Yeah, you gotta. That's like your N-word.
What?
Easy bake oven is like your N-word.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There is nothing that I could do in my life to truly understand what that word encapsulates to someone like me, because I've just never lived that word. And as much as I could appreciate the,
you say it to me
the
all
obstacle
the time.
of
You've called me the N-word 1,000 times. And I always tell you, I say, you shouldn't do that, Rick.
The long yard, dude.
The long yard.
The long yard. And you're walking a tight one. Which is actually what I wanted to talk about now while we're talking about tight ones. The young little girls who maybe want to play with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or X-Men.
Right.
Oh,
why can't they?
Why can't X-Men? I'm fine with there being X-Men. I don't want to change the name. But why aren't there also
it's offensive
women?
To X's, though.
Well, it's the X chromosome.
Don't you're offensive? That's offensive to the X chromosome.
Here's something that I don't do. I don't decide to be offended for other people.
Tell me about it.
Oh, you shouldn't do that because, listen, I'll be an advocate if somebody here tells me that they're feeling uncomfortable. And by a person, I mean the person and not all people.
Correct.
But if this is just a descriptor, at what point is cultural appropriation going to stop me from eating Italian food?
Oh, you shouldn't. You're not Italian.
We have to take an ancestry test to figure out what type of
food we should eat?
Yeah.
Of course. What do you mean?
Listen,
see me going around eating gefilte fish. It gets insane. It looks good. I'm not going to eat it. Lox? Are you nuts? I get caught eating lox on Pico Robertson. They'll kill me.
But you know what big business has done?
Mm-hmm.
They've decided, the same way that creepy crawlers gave us an easy bake oven.
Creepy crawlers
gave us an easy bake oven is the same way that the fucking big pharma and big business is now just calling it baked salmon, smoked salmon. It's lox, but they rename it.
Why would they do that?
Because they're trying to make people comfortable. Have you ever noticed that meats are never identified as the name of the animal? It's not called eating pig, it's eating pork. It's not called eating cow, it's eating beef. It's not called eating chicken, it's eating poultry. We're trying to condition and disassociate people from the thing that actually exists. Now, here's the problem with that. We are manipulating perception in a way to sell product. Even these companies that on surface are doing something that, yes, is great, showing the flag, the gay pride flag, or including Jews or people of color, whatever, that's great. But they're doing it not because they're trying to get people to tell a story from the most authentic place, not because they care, but because they're scared of getting in trouble. Let me give you an analogy. May I?
Mm-hmm.
You hear people say, don't drive drunk. You might get a ticket. You might get a DUI. Oh, interesting. You're worried about getting in trouble? How about you don't drive drunk so you don't hurt yourself or somebody else? Everybody could agree we shouldn't hurt other people.
Well,
but when you're worried about yourself, when you're worried about getting in trouble, hey, listen, I said drink responsibly, so now I could push this Smirnoff to obviously trying to connect to young children.
Mm-hmm.
Big tobacco has been doing the same thing. The Truth Campaign is really onto something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a poultry. Excuse me, a big chicken.
That one I disagree with. We do say chicken. When you eat chicken, we don't say poultry. I'm eating a.
They still try. They still try with poultry. You go to a fancy place, they don't call it chicken.
Well, that's who goes to fancy places? Who's got
First
that kind of
base.
money? Privilege.
The thing that why chicken has kind of jumped the norm is because a lot of people associate stuff with chicken. Tastes like chicken. You know, it's like a figure of speech. You know who else I felt has done this?
Mm,
Cookies.
tastes like cookies.
When you look
Everything
at the
I eat.
dessert world, I
Yeah.
feel like cookies are the chicken in the dessert world because there's barbecue chicken, there's chicken fried steak, there's all these different things. In desserts, you have donuts, you have ice cream, you have all these different things, but cookies have found a way to have so many different species of oatmeal raisin, cinnamon, sugar, peanut butter. There's all these different kinds of cookies, but they've also decided to dip their toes in other dessert cultures. There's cookie cake. I don't mean cake flavored cookies, which exist. I'm talking cookie cake. There are cookie ice creams.
Mm-hmm.
There are cookie brownies.
Mm-hmm.
And they have such a brand that
called a
other
brookie.
things, a brookie, thank you. Other things do it. Oh, this is a chocolate chip flavor. It's all branding from the cookie. The cookie has found a way to have such an identity that it could then be anywhere. And we should take note of this as
That's
a cookie.
good.
Nobody's looking at
The cookie is like the rock. I want it in everything. I want it in everything.
Nobody is saying, much like The Rock, who's very racially ambiguous, nobody is saying, oh, the cookie is culturally appropriating the cake.
No, the cookie's the cookie, but he's down to be a cookie with you.
You know why? Not because the cookie can. It's because we have decided the cookie could. And think about all the things we can do if the world said we could. And better than that, think about how much we can do if we stop listening to the world telling us what we can and cannot do. And that's what I was talking about before when you're talking about anything that is an identity, right? That we're deciding is an identity. Any disability, a mental handicap, LGBTQI plus community, Jews, people of color. People are telling us what we can and can't do. And you know what? You know where it's like shame on me? We fucking listen.
Mm-hmm.
We go, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't play sports because I'm a Jew. Well, you know what? Now we don't get to play basketball. You know why there's not a lot of Jews in the NBA? Because of the world outside saying that we shouldn't.
I don't think that's
That's
why.
the reason.
I don't think that's why.
Otherwise,
You don't think
we'd
it's
be in the
height
NBA. I think it.
or size?
I
Typically?
think that. Listen, there's tall Jews.
What's
There's short black
what's
people.
the average height of a Jew?
Listen, that's not the point.
I'm going to find out.
Well, a Jew or an American Jew? Because we're talking
What's
NBA.
the average height of an American Jewish person?
5'7".
5'7". It's just not tall enough for the NBA.
Tell that to Muggsy Bogues.
Maxi Bogues was black. Was he Jewish?
Still is black.
No, he was black.
What happened?
I think once he retired, everything
Interesting.
changed. What's the average height of an NBA player?
Got to be
6'6".
6'5".
6'6". You guys are just too short.
You guys,
You people, sorry.
thank you.
But I mean, it's not going to happen.
Whatever, man.
No
or
one's
woman.
telling you can or you can't. What's your favorite kind of cookie? We'll say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
I don't.
Well, we did. I didn't know either.
Yeah, because like what's your favorite movie? What am I in the mood
Well,
for?
chocolate chip is really is kind of my
Chocolate
go-to.
chip is the waffle of the cookie world.
Come on, it's delicious.
It's hard to make a mistake.
That's not true. I've had some bad waffles in my time.
Comparative to a pancake, usually the standard
I don't
deviation
even
of a bad waffle.
I'm not going anywhere near pancakes.
That's what I'm saying. A waffle at its worst is like, this isn't the best waffle.
Correct. But a pancake at its worst is the worst thing you've ever had in your life.
There could be a pancake.
flour-filled,
You take a bite
uncooked.
and you're like, oh,
I can't believe they did this.
right.
Right.
If you were doing a commercial, right, for a breakfast food
Here I am.
and you had to do multiple takes and you were going to eat it.
I'm exhausted, by the way. I want to go back to my trailer. My phone is almost dead. Can I get a charger?
Do you
They
mind
won't
real
let
quick,
me.
one more bite? It's cold. It's cold. It's a waffle though.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
It's easy.
Yeah, I won't bitch about it.
I do find a waffle is an edible spoon and it's really about the syrup.
Well, it's a spoon holder. I mean, it's a syrup holder. That whole
Mhm.
thing is.
Yeah.
I like peanut butter though, because that blocks up the holes.
I don't eat peanuts, but I do like to do almond butter. What I like to do is on a Belgian waffle,
Jesus.
on a
Please
Belgian
be careful.
waffle,
Please be careful.
I do each hole with a little almond butter.
Oh my God!
A
Every
little-
time you got a Belgian, you put something in their holes.
A little flaky salt,
Mm-hmm.
and then a raspberry in every other hole.
That's exhausting.
There's something about building a waffle. It's like cooking is like cathartic and feels
Build
good.
the waffle.
Build the
waffle.
Who's paying for it? They
They
are.
are.
Who's gonna eat it?
We are.
But you don't
Goddamn
have to,
Belgians.
you don't have to clean. You don't have to clean up after building a waffle.
Correct.
Anything you want to add on to it. If you make a fresh waffle, you might be a
Do
redneck.
you have one of those at your house?
No. Those are one of those things that you would use and tell all your friends about, and after a week, you'd be hungry again 30 minutes later.
You could always resell it to a resort.
I have a
somewhere.
couple of expensive things I want to resell. Maybe this is a good
Let's
place
talk.
to do it.
Yeah.
I have a
Let's sell some of the stuff right now.
I have a DJI gimbal, beautiful stabilizing camera.
I have the
with,
exact same one.
Oh, do you?
And I never use it.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to buy my gimbal, please click on this link right here.
If you want to buy mine, you go to helixsleep.com/Tyso.
It's right down there. Click on his link.
It's never been used. It's been tested. It's never been used in the field.
So
Beautiful lens.
I've used it one time, so mine's a little bit less valuable.
What's your lens? Say it at the same time.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5. Say it at 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mine's something like the X1 or C1 or something.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.